5-minute focus, episode 493, rewards. Here's my good boy. It was raining this morning, so he walks out the door and he just stops. So you got to kind of have to encourage him to keep going so he can go take care of business. All right, rewards. Rewards are positive reinforcement that turns behavior into habits. So you execute a behavior, you get a positive reward for it. This is like training dogs. They do something, you give them a treat. Do something, you give them a treat. Pretty soon you don't have to give them treats anymore for that, and you can vary the delivery of a treat based on the reward. It's how you modify behavior. Big Bang did an episode on it. It was kind of funny because it was so appropriate. It was so right. That's exactly how you do it. It could be something as simple as saying, thank you. Thank you for doing that. It needs to be sincere and specific, very specific to the behavior performed. So, as an author, if your problem is getting words, reward yourself for getting words. I wrote 500 words. And no, jumping on Facebook for 5 hours after getting 500 words isn't a reward. Oh, hey, look, we're back. Yeah, my internet connection. No way. Yeah, way. It's raining. So you have to deal with what you have. So anyway, sincere and specific. A reward is as the recipient sees it. So if you love baseball and you have tickets to a game and it's a big game, but you give them out as a reward to somebody, that's cool unless the person isn't a baseball fan. So it's very important to you, but is it important to them? And that's a reward. So you as an author, what is important to you? Getting the words. Maybe after you get 500 words, you go browse deposit photos and look for photos that might support that scene, that passage, and try to get some extra artwork to support it for your fans. Or you go outside, or you get another cup of coffee, or you do something that rewards that, very specific, and doesn't take a lot of time because you want to get back to that behavior and get more of that behavior, which is writing words. If productivity is your issue. If marketing is your problem and you have just a hellacious time going into Amazon ads and looking at it and looking at the data, give yourself 15 minutes, do it, look at some things, make a note, adjust something, and then at the end of the 15 minutes, then give yourself a reward. So maybe if you need another cup of coffee, wait 15 minutes, start that timer, go do your advertising stuff, and then jump into, and then get yourself a cup of coffee. So the reward follows the behavior. Reward does not come before. So you're in the grocery store line and kids are whining and screaming, and mom says, oh, okay, I'll get you a candy bar. You just reinforced whining and screaming in the line. You will have that for the rest of your life. You'll be like 75 years old, and you'll be checking out a sporting goods store, and your kid, now 50 years old, says, hey, Dad, look at this. And you'll buy them a candy bar the rest of your days. So don't do that. Don't reward any kind of behavior. Now, negative reinforcement stops behavior. So if you don't write words and you jab yourself in the stomach with a pitchfork, that'll stop that word. That's behavior of writing the words. But it could be linked to, I'm on the computer, and every time I get on the computer, I jab myself in the stomach with a pitchfork because I don't write the words. Okay, that's not optimal. Negative reinforcement stops behavior, and it stops all of the behavior around it. It's like a tactical nuke instead of a scalpel. So negative reinforcement, punishing people, that's not something you want to do. Sometimes you have to because you just can't have, where'd you learn to hit? Stop hitting. I mean, you see that all the time, right? That's not how you want to reinforce a behavior or stop a behavior. So negative reinforcement. This is where you punish people. I've seen corporations do it where they sit somebody out. Hey, you're out 2 days with no pay. That's harsh. You might as well just fire them because that if that's what it takes to bring them back in line, they're not going to be in line. They're just going to be angry. And the same thing applies to you as an author. If you're punishing yourself for stuff, then you got to look at what are you trying to accomplish and will it help you accomplish it? Try the positive reinforcement. Try the positive. I hate marketing. I hate dealing with people. You can if you provide a positive element to it. If it's always like crawling through broken glass, it's always a punishment, then you're going to stop doing that behavior, whatever it is. If it's jumping on social media to interact with your fans, if that is so painful to you that it's a negative reinforcement, find a way that it becomes a positive reinforcement. And that might be having somebody else, having a PA, then interact on social media using snippets from your books. That could be a great solution where you don't have to go through that pain and anguish. A lot of people, they read the reviews. I read all of mine, and they'll look at a 1-star review, and they will be absolutely destroyed. I cannot look at reviews from the conference. So I have an assistant who reads all the reviews from the conference and then will make recommendations. Maybe we could do this, maybe we could do that. Great, I can do that. But I can't just look at the reviews and say people complaining about something that was pretty good, especially when there's nothing else that's anywhere near that, but people look at what's optimal. And so you just have to understand where your pain points are, and that's punishment. Stop the punishment and find a way to make it a reward. The rush of reward will wane, but not the reinforcement. If you reinforce it properly, that will become a behavior. So if you look at my writing is always a reward for me. I get into the story. I love it. And 2 hours to 8 hours every single day for the last 7 years I've been writing. So it's a reward for me. It's a behavior. It's just what I do every day. I don't need to give myself a cup of coffee. 20 books, a cup of coffee for writing. It's just natural. I will always have coffee. All right. Giving yourself social media time is not a reward. You finish writing, you don't jump on Facebook for like the next 5 hours. I think we get cut off right around that. That's not a reward. Find something that's very specific, measurable right there to reward a specific behavior. So take a drink of coffee, sip of coffee. Sometimes I denied myself food. I cannot eat until I get 1,000 words. Let's just say that's not optimal. Unless you're trying to lose weight, and then don't buy that 4-pound key lime pie from Costco and eat it all yourself. So that's not that wasn't a reward. That gave me a stomach ache like you couldn't believe. But I persevered. I dominated that pie. All right. Hopefully that helps. Reward yourself. Find a way to reward yourself. Find where you're punishing yourself and stop that. Stop punishing yourself for stuff that you need to do as part of your business. Find a way to make it work. Find a way to reward yourself for doing the right things. All right. Peace, fellow humans. Okay. It's all okay. It's all good. I'm out of control here. All right.